Yo, what is going on, guys? It is the DFS Shark. We are back, and today we actually don't have any NBA hoops. No games on the schedule. It is the college basketball championship game today, so there's going to be no games on the slip. So we are going all MLB today. We're going to be going all MLB, switching it up since there is a good amount of MLB games. So I will go over my top 2 plays here in a bit, and then after that, I'll give you the top 5 plays that I'm going to be pairing that up with. But let's go over yesterday's lineup, man. Nothing other to say. If you're watching this channel, you know I share all the wins and losses. Nothing other to say than just a terrible loss, man. We just couldn't get nothing going with anything on this line. Jalen Green came out, hit 2 early threes. Couldn't do nothing the rest of the game. Both of them had, I believe, 2 threes in the first half, and then they didn't hit 1 3 the second half. So bad beat there. And then as far as the full lineup, we got absolutely crushed yesterday. And that's what I said. I'm going to share the wins and losses. Whether we lose all 5, whether we win all 5, you're going to see it. Jalen Green, Halliburton, Brooks, the only one that came through for us. Williamson crushed it on rebounds, and Conley went over on rebounds and assists. You're going to have days like this where you just can't seem to hit. But it's what happens, man. It is what it is. Like I said, this is just one slip out of the many I have daily. And this is all one unit. I have 2 separate lines on this, but I basically combine these into one unit. So these are 1 unit plays, depending on what happens with the 2. But if you are looking to get started on Prizepicks, drop in this code here. They're going to hook you up with a 100% match deposit bonus. They are actually running a special right now in MMA for this upcoming Saturday, right? You're getting basically a free square here. I don't know much about MMA, but I know this is a for sure win here. He just needs to throw 1 punch. It looks like 1 significant strike. So take advantage of that if you're not on Prizepicks. It is a great time to get in and get that free square. And then if you're looking to expand and play on more sites, CHALKBOARD also is now on Droid. For your Droid users who've been waiting, drop in that code SHARK. They're going to max you up to a 100% match deposit bonus. And then also, if you use any of these codes, shoot me a message in the Discord and I'll set you up in the premium for 30 days. And if we slide over here to the Discord, this is where I post all of my single free plays every single day. The plays I'm about to go over in this video here, I've already posted in here as well. So you can kind of see here. But if you want to take things a step further, go to join premium here and you can learn more about the premium picks, or just go to the dfsshark.com. This is where you can learn more about the plays. I'm running plays every single day on Prizepicks, Underdog, CHALKBOARD, usually between 8 to 12 slips a day. Any discounted lines they come out with throughout the day, I'm on them, and we're finding plays to match that up with and pair that up with. But let's get into the plays. Let's slide over to the optimizer here. Hit that refresh button. And you can see there's not really a lot of data points here. I usually like to see 3 or more, but the top play at the moment is Julio Rodriguez. We got over 1.5 HRR, hits, runs, RBIs. And we slide down here, we got some fantasy scores here. We got a Freddie Freeman under 8.5, and you can see DraftKings and BetMGM have this at 7.5 and 7.6. So you're getting really good odds on this under here. This is a play I'm actually on Underdog, over on strikeouts 0.5. DraftKings and BetMGM minus 135. Flip has this all the way to minus 150. So solid lines here. If you're looking for a tool that can basically pull you lines based on odds, based on where the highest odds are at every single day, and you can just do it in a matter of seconds. You hit that refresh here. DGF or Daily Grind is a site for that. And if you use that code SHARK, they'll hook you up for 25% off your first month. Take advantage of that. But let's dive into these plays. So my first play of the day is going to be Fortes here. So go to Fortes. The line I got is total bases over 0.5. You can see he's only gone over 4 of his last 5. He's actually had a pretty rough start to the year. Let's slide on over here to the projected lineups here. So we slide to the top here. We got Fortes. These are projected, right? These are expected lineups. These could change. The Marlins are definitely off to a rough start, a 1-9 start. He should be hitting it in the 9 hole. They might boost him up, but I'm liking his matchup here tonight. A lot of baseball is matchup dependent on it's not really about what team they're playing. It's all about who they're facing. For pitchers, it's more about what team they're playing. But for batters, most of the time, it's about who they're facing one-on-one in that starting pitch matchup. Because most times they're going to get, minimum of 3 at bats against those guys. If they're really hitting them well, maybe 2. So that's what I look at when I'm looking at this. Looking at his last 5, has only gone over this 1 time. Or if you go to his last 10, it starts going back into last season and last 20 as well. But if you go to the year, so he's only played in 5 games so far. He's hit this line in one out of 5 games, so not looking the greatest there. But last year, 45%. But what I'm liking about this matchup is they're going up against Cortez, left-handed pitcher. Cortez is a right-handed batter, so he's getting the matchup advantage there. You see Cortez's stats from last year. Pretty decent year, 4.97, not the best, not one or two starter type numbers right there that you would like to see. But if we scroll down here, they've never faced each other in their career. But if you look at the splits of Cortez, he can hit lefties really well. If you go to 2023, he had 323 plate appearances. He only hit 204 for the year. But if you look at the actual split against lefties here, he only had 83 plate appearances, but he hit 316 against lefties. He took 38 total bases and 83 at bats. So that's almost half. It's probably like 40% or so. All right. And if you look at his extra base hit percentage, 33% of the time. So that is very solid numbers there with Cortez. We only need a single out of him, right? That's all we need. But I'm liking the matchup here against Cortez. You see versus pitch arsenal, he's only striking out 18% of the time. So not striking out a lot against any of these pitches. You can kind of, on Outlier, what's cool is you can dive into each pitch and kind of look and dive really deep into the numbers. You can get as deep as you can here. And you can even go into the heat maps here as well. But I'm liking this matchup for Cortez against Cortez. And if you go, this total baseline doesn't really matter on the rest of the team as much, because really it comes down to him. If he can get a hit, we'll hit this line. If he gets walked, strikes out, whatever, it doesn't count as a total base. So we just need him to get a single or any kind of a hit, home run, double, triple, it doesn't matter. We'll hit this line. But if you go down to the margins, you can see these guys all hit lefties pretty good. So I expect them to put some pressure on Cortez today. Hopefully get him in some tough spots. Hopefully Cortez can work the count on him, get in some good hitters counts, get into a good 3-1 count, 2-1 count, and find his pitch and drive it. But I'm liking this matchup here. This is going to be my top play of the day. If you slide over here to RotoWire, they got him at 0.8 hits, so they got him going below this line. Now, RotoWire's projections, when it comes to like hits, a lot of times they're below on a lot of these lines. Their projections are really tight on baseball when it comes to like base hits. So that's just something to be aware of. But Cortez, that's going to be our top play. Let's dive back to Prizepicks. So our next play is going to be Tachman. Total base line as well here. We're going to be going Tachman total bases. Let's go more here. First, the Padres here. So if we go to the lineups for the day, slide on down to the Cubs. So Tachman is not in the expected lineup, but this normally isn't the lineup anyway. But he can play in the outfield. He plays center field, left field. He's not going to be playing center. You got Bellinger there. But what they'll do is they'll put him in left field, and they'll move Hap to the DH spot. So we'll see what they do here. Hopefully he ends up playing. A lot of times these players don't end up playing, and that's just the way it rolls with baseball sometimes. When you're putting in your slips early, if you're putting in a 5-man slip, one or two of those players, a lot of nights, is not even going to play. So hopefully Tachman can play here. But if we go to Tachman for the year, let's go to the year since the year's so young. 5 games played. He's gone over this line 40% of the time. Coming off a pretty good game here. We had 2 total bases. I'm not sure if that was, a single or a double. But he is a left-handed hitter going up against Yu Darvish, a right-handed pitcher. So I like finding matchups, where it's a good solid lefty hitter against a right-handed pitcher. And as far as this matchup, if you go to the history, he's faced Darvish 8 times. He actually hasn't had the best success against Darvish, only hitting 143, 250 on base percentage, and a slugging percentage of 286. He has hit 2 total bases and 1 hit, so most likely he got a double there. And he's a pretty solid hitter. He's more well-rounded than Flores, because you can see in 2023 he hit 252, which is not too bad. It's a pretty solid average. And then against righties he hit 253. So there wasn't a big split or a big jump in numbers there. But the thing I'm noticing with this lineup is Yu Darvish actually struggles against lefties, or his stats incline that, right? That's how it's going to be with most pitchers. Usually their numbers are going to be worst against left-handed hitters. But if we go to Yu Darvish here, his ERA actually went down, but the batting average went from 259 and the slugging percentage went up to .457, and the extra base hit percentage went all the way up to 40.8. So Yu Darvish can give up some big hits against lefties. Seems like lefties just are seeing the ball better. And you can go against his pitch arsenal. Like I said, his K percentage is 21%. So a little bit on the high side. I like to see that below 20%, but not too much above that. And then if we go to RotoWire, like I said, their projections are pretty tough on baseball. If we go to hits, 0.3, so they got him below this line as well. They only got him at one at bat here, which is kind of strange. Because if he plays, you know, he's definitely gonna get at least 3 to 4 at bats in this game. So we'll see what happens here. That's going to be my second play of the day. We're going to be rolling with these two as the top two. And then for my next 3 plays, the first one is going to be Verdugo on the Yankees. We're going to be going more than total base here. This is one of my favorite lines, man, total bases, because all they need is a hit. And we're looking for good player matchups here in these games. And so if we can find those, we can find a player that's, you know, having good stats against this type of pitcher, or he's got a good opportunity for this game. Those are where I want to run with. I do like a lot of pitcher lines, but for this lineup, it's actually going to be all hitters. And the next one we're going to be doing is it Beatty or Batty? I'm not too familiar with this, but he has been hot lately to start the year. You can see he's gone over 4 out of his last 5 here. Going up against Atlanta, they have a good matchup here as well. That's what I'm going to be rolling with. And then we got Matt Olson here. On the walks line, we're going to be going more than a walk right on Matt Olson here. So I like him drawing a walk in tonight's game. If you don't really watch baseball, if you actually start watching, you'll notice how many strikeouts and walks there are with these hitters, right? So it might seem like a walk's a tough line to get, but you'd be surprised how much these pitchers, you know, pitch around hitters, especially good hitters like Olson. They'll pitch around these hitters like Olson. And these hitters have really good eyes, man. And a lot of it comes down to the umpires, too, if they can get some calls or not. There's a lot of different factors when it comes to these walks and strikeout lines, but these are 2 lines that I like a lot. And as we start getting into more MLB, you'll start seeing some more of the lines that I'm on. Right now, it's just going to be NBA. I am throwing MLB lines in the Discord, but those are the premium plays. I'm not doing videos on those yet. Once the season's over, I'll figure out if I'm going to keep doing videos on the playoffs on NBA or if I'm going to shift to MLB. Or maybe do a combination of both. We'll figure that out. But these are going to be the plays, man. This is going to be the plays that I'm locking in for the day. Hopefully these lines don't get bumped or removed. I feel like baseball lines won't get bumped as much as NBA lines. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. Like I said, we're all MLB today. There's no NBA. So we're going to be rolling with this. If y'all want to, if you're following any of these plays, drop me a comment. Make sure you hit that like. It helps me push this video out to a bigger audience so everyone can see. And so we can all get these dubs together, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. That's going to be it for this video, guys. Hope y'all have a great rest of the day. Take care.